This time on Kawaii-Fi Radio, it's our annual Anime Awards, and we've dressed for the occasion, sort of.
I'm wearing a mankini and thongs in my mind.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Are you people not?
We discover new CG horrors for this year's Regret and Forget.
It's ugly.
I think it's actually a contender.
Yeah, that is.
Is that going to beat Exile?
And we crown our favorite animes of 2024. The final award of the day, the Kawaii-Fi Best Anime Award, known as the Golden Kawaii-Fu. Who will win? Keep listening to find out.
It's over 9,000! Nani?
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
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 Kawaii-Fi Radio!
Konnichiwa and welcome to the weird sound effects department of Kawaii-Fi Radio, the podcast we dive into the world of sound effects, anime, podcasting, and all sorts of random things from Japan. Log.
Damn it, why do I always confuse
things with
It is the
Anime
vlog?
Awards. We're being a bit weird today. We're a bit off. I don't know what to tell you. It's been a week. But welcome to the Anime Awards. Normally we're a bit more like prim and proper. We'd suit up in our minds. But today is not that day.
I am not suited up in my mind. I'm wearing a mankini and thongs in my mind.
Wow.
What?
Okay.
Are you people not? Don't you people know?
Why are you dressed in your mind?
No, okay, that's enough. Anyway, it is the 2025 Anime Awards, meaning we're looking back on 2024's anime. Or
Yes,
should I
it's,
say it's the 2024 Anime
That says
Awards?
20, I mean, isn't that what the folder says?
It does.
Anime Awards.
Anime Awards for 2024. This is our own picks of what our favourites are from the past year. And,
Our award shows are very, very prestigious, picked out by only the most fair and impartial judges. And it's nothing like the Oscars.
No, it's more like the BAFTAs.
because you're baffled as to what got chosen.
Yeah.
Logies.
It's a Logie.
And back to the sound effects.
Yes. Anyway, so this year we've gone through as we did last year, and I think that's probably going to be the style we choose going forward. Previously, we used to kind of try and aggregate like a universal winner, and I don't think that really works for us. Like, we've all got very different tastes. Like, we do obviously all have a bit of overlap.
You're only saying that because I wouldn't move from my spot that Shika Noko 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 Koshtan Tan deserved the win.
No, I didn't, and
Yes.
you know I didn't.
And you universally voting for Freerun under all categories.
Yes.
Naturally.
Fururan was the best feature film of 2024.
Yes.
Best sci-fi. Freerun.
Look, if you edit out the OP and the ED and just slam it all together into one big free run sandwich, yes, it is the best movie.
Why is that a Scooby-Doo looking sandwich?
It's 25
Kimmel
episodes.
the hero would have eaten a sandwich.
Anyway, so what each of us have done, we've got a load of categories that we've all gone through. We have used My Anime List's official listings for the categories and details for it to then, make sure that we're not just, giving Fururan the best romance when it has
Why
no
are you
romance
people
tag.
I'm sure Aaron... Anything that's not red.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, but yeah. So this way, we're at least following what is on the My Anime List, and it's not so opinionated. So we've got our guidelines that we follow. Each of us have our own picks, and that gives us a bit more of a balance for it. And it then allows you to get a bit of a wider perspective of what happened in the past 12 months in anime. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie, last year had a lot of good anime. We have over 25, I think it was like 27 or 28 anime rated higher than an 8 in last year, which is very rare. Like, normally we look 10 to 15 at most. So it was a really good year. It was a bit weird in parts, but what did come out was exceptional.
It was a very good year.
Yeah. So we're going to get started with musical stuff, obviously, because of copyright, just as we had to do in the past. we can't play the songs for you. But you will know what we're talking about if you've seen these shows. Alrighty, let's kick off the Anime Awards with the best opening sequence from 2024. Best opening theme. So this is the best opening theme based on both animation and music. Personal choices can be picked from anything from the past year. Kenny, what was yours?
Go Loser Rangers. Jikai Yokoku.
Okay. I also picked that.
What, you thought I was going to go free run?
I did.
Same. I genuinely thought you were going to start off strong with this. Just,
Open the gates of Fairy Red.
Yeah, you guys know the joke? Well, guess what? Dedicated.
He's sticking to it.
You people think too little of me. You think I'm so predictable.
Your next one's free run, isn't it?
How did you know?
Yes!
Okay. So Go Loser Ranger, if you didn't watch it, it was phenomenal. It's the story of what would be equivalent of the putties from Power Rangers, except one of them decides he's going to take down the Rangers because the Rangers are just as bad as the people who were running the putties. So
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. The opening and closing sequence of the show are phenomenal. The opening does a lot of heavy lifting on the cinematography. Like, holy cow. Like, it goes hard and it doesn't stop. So, yeah, it was amazing. Highly recommend checking it out. It's beautiful. They really utilize the colors, especially to match. So the Rangers are obviously the colors of, red, green, blue, pink, yellow, that sort of thing, as you would expect. And then the villains are in black and white. And the main character is running through all these different color grades and being held back and held down, and it's beautifully very. It's like there's a lot to it. Like, it really plays into the show. But yeah, 10 out of 10.
We'd show it to you, but Mama Susan at YouTube would kill us.
We'll put the links in the video description.
Since you guys did the same one, can I just say 2 then? No. Because I think you'll agree. So
Was one of them free run?
no.
No, Shika Kosh Tan Tan.
Yes.
Knock,
Which
gosh, tan,
catchy and so many references in the intro to like other things.
This is true.
It had a Dark Souls reference in it.
You did.
Case in point. But also dun dun dun. Yes. And then the little horror references that they made in there as well, the subtleness of it all, and then how they introduced all the characters in the order that they were introduced in. Same with the villains.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you watch
I
the
didn't
intro,
even
it's
notice
all
that.
in order.
Yep.
I kind of want to swap mine.
Well, that's why I said, can I bring 2 to the table?
Yeah,
because you will agree.
Yeah, look, and unfortunately, we don't have Tifa, Kiralee, or Emma's lists for this this year.
Yeah,
Tifa,
we're missing half our crew, the better half.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Prettier half.
I'm pretty sure that Emma would immediately say, like, Elusive Samurai or
Apothecary Diaries?
Apothecary Diaries, or Yakuza Fiance. All of those had very strong opening sequences, very beautifully animated, memorable music as well. So there was a lot to like this last year.
Frankly,
Season, wow.
Dan Dan is going to sweep a lot of these awards because it is kind of the golden child at the moment.
It kind of like
so not on mine.
No?
I remember when you were telling us about the manga, and I was kind of like hesitant, and then the anime came out and everyone was talking about it. I was like, yeah, all right. And then I was like, okay, I get the hype.
Yeah.
I remember that exact thing way back in the day. God damn, I'm so old. When people started telling me about the storyline of Attack on Titan. Before I'd even seen any of it, it's just like giants are attacking people. And it's like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. And then you see it and it's just like, whoa, okay.
And then they've got giant box cutters for swords.
Oh no,
Stanley knives. Oh my god, it was all orchestrated by the guy that makes Stanley knives.
Stanley, it's been ages. But look, those are our picks of the best opening sequences. As we mentioned,
Have we heard?
Tifa is taking a nap. She hasn't been feeling well.
Oh, poor egg.
Have Heath join. Heath can be the new host.
Oh, you mean join the podcast? I thought you meant join the nap, and I was very confused.
Probably that too. It's been a long year.
Yeah, we're only just in February.
What?
Yeah, it's the 2nd of the 2nd.
Yeah.
Let's get drinks after this.
You can't.
Sorry, yeah. I can.
I get now.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along.
Existential crises
best ending
aside.
sequence from 2024. Aaron,
I'm gonna have to go Dun again
fair enough.
because you get to see a side of Turbo Granny that's her actually showing affection and taking that kitten in, which is her role that she established that they didn't really go into because they don't want to make her a good guy, but like she was doing what she was doing to protect young women.
Yeah.
And so in the outro, you see her care for that kitten as if it's her own.
Oh, that's true. Also, like the dance sequence with the cats.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah. No, 10 out of 10. No, good call.
That's me.
I too had Dan.
Oh, really?
You want to choose two since we just matched up?
Look, mine's actually very similar. It's it's dead destruction, dead demons,
Oh,
destruction.
the District 9 one you were showing
Yeah,
us.
yeah. So I only started watching this recently, literally in the past week, and you know, it's like I was late to the party on this. This was originally a film, but then it was converted and turned into a full series.
I mean,
and it works really well as a series.
I would also throw Elusive Samurai onto this as well.
Oh, the opening for Elusive Samurai and the outro were both really impressive.
They were
as
strong
well.
contenders on my list. A lot of my choices came from coin flips, from getting down to my last two and just going,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get down to my last two and I'd just be like, which one would I pick if there was a burning house?
Good year. Good year for anime.
Good year for burning houses. Oh, actually, sorry.
Sorry, LA.
Sorry, folks.
Wait,
yeah.
no, that was this year.
Oh, it was. Okay, cool, we're fine. Yeah, right. Sorry, we've got a bit of a dark humor in Australia because we deal with bushfires a lot as well. So, yeah, and I used to do bushfire coverage. There you go.
They send me out to bushfires to film them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird life in the media here.
I start the bushfires.
Wait, what?
I don't know if we can say that on TV.
No, he doesn't.
I don't. For legal reasons, I don't.
No. What you do is start beautiful building fires in Minecraft by setting all the coal blocks on fire and burning down IKEA.
And setting TNT in front of everyone's houses.
And when you walk over it, it goes boom. You're like, fuck.
Is that a lot of fireworks? Oh no, I cannot move. Have you guys seen that? Never mind.
And entire forest fires. Because I'm like, oh yeah, I could clear this area.
Now, I do know that Emma did like the outro for Yakuza Fiancé, but she also didn't like the dance. So it's really cool, and it's, you know, very, like, Yakuza Fiancé is a beautifully animated series, and if you haven't seen it, even if you're not into Josei or Josei? Yeah. Josei and
Shoujo?
Yeah, shoujo. Then, you know, you still might like it. Oh, she says she put them in Discord, apparently.
Which Discord?
Discord
Oh,
or
yeah,
Discord?
I think so.
Beautiful. Let's have a quick look.
It's a very professional operation we run here.
She did.
Oh, cheers, Steve.
Okay, we've got Tifa's votes. This is excellent. I now have to, like... Oh, wow. It's saved it as a...
But she's not here to justify them.
You can't justify that. So, what was I talking about?
Tifa.
Tifa. No, we were talking ending sequence. So, ending sequence of... I was napping and thought I set my alarm. Oh, poor thing.
Bless her.
Like Heath was saying, she sounds a little bit ill. So, like...
Rest.
Yeah.
We love you.
We'll talk to her on Tuesday.
If she's feeling better.
Get well soon, Tifa.
Oh, look, I mean, Tuesday's going to be Thirst recording, so, because it's the...
Oh, yeah, so she will be better.
Yeah.
She will force herself to be better.
for Thirst podcasting.
Thirst casting.
Yeah.
Do we have
Why
any...
does that sound like the worst kind of fishing?
Yeah. It do sound pretty bad.
Anyway,
actually.
we should
Yes,
get
next.
Carry
Well,
on.
I'm getting Tifa's details up. So her best opening sequence choice was Oshinoko Season 2, along with also
fair,
for the ending. And I do agree, it was beautifully animated, and it is easy to forget about it because it's been, 3 months, three quarters, so 9 months. So enough time to have a child.
I was about to make the same joke.
Yeah.
It's
Wow, that really went quick.
Oh no, it just pops out.
instant transmission.
What was I talking about before I got so horribly distracted? This is going to be a real rambly award show. I'm sorry, guys. But
Bear with us. It's just
Yakuza Fiance's outro is really beautiful, and then they've got this weird part where the girl's doing this weird like hey, while lifting her knees like duh, duh, duh. And it looks really odd, and I don't know if they were trying to encourage people to do the dance, but no one's going to do that dance.
no,
It's no cheeky dance.
No.
It's no Haruhi dance.
It's no lucky star.
No. Okay.
Goddamn Lucky Star flashbacks.
PTSD to Wycon.
Custard corn.
That show melted my brain. That and Azumanga Daioh.
Yeah, that's
That's the original brain rot.
Yeah.
Excel Saga.
And we can go even further back. There's even weirder ones. Anyway, time to move on to art. And this year we had a plethora of beautifulness. Best art in a series is the next category we want to talk about. That's the art style. It's not just, how shiny it is. It's the overall vibe. So, Ken?
Hard. Very hard for me.
Free run.
It's yes. Free-Ren, Elusive Samurai, and my dear friend Nokotan.
Nokotan did not have good art.
No, the simplisticness of it
The
was.
CG.
CG ideas. No, it was between Elusive Samurai and Free-Ren.
Fair. No, that's fair. I also have Elusive Samurai. If you haven't seen Elusive Samurai,
Damn shiny.
beautiful. Tifa has Elusive Samurai as well. Aaron?
Butchigiri.
Butchigiri.
Butchigiri? Reminds me.
Butchigiri. It was an original shonen, wasn't it?
Yeah. So basically, this guy's possessed by a djinn-like being from ancient Edo periods, and he wants to fight.
Okay.
And just the stylization and color of it all, it's very bright, and it reminds me of it's not Ikki Tolson, it's the other fighting anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a high school student and there's a lot of fights, and he sort of makes his way through the gangs, and like he's got a really
missed
sweet
this
best
one.
friend.
I feel bad. That sounds great.
It's really fun. It's comedic as well.
Toss me a YouTube link later and then I'll track it down.
Well, also the intro and outro were pretty good for it, but like not as good as Dan Da Dan
Or my dear friend Nokotan.
or my dear friend Nakotan. But you're googling the art, aren't you?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were having a look at it.
No, he's had his own picks for this season.
Oh,
It was all One Piece, the card game.
of course it was.
But in all seriousness,
It's just written Marvel Rivals 75 times. Oh,
wow.
I
Yeah, I do remember seeing that.
do not.
It's very reminiscent of like
We're an amazing anime awards show here. We watch everything totally.
well, I mean, between us, we do. You have a look at how many there were to watch this season.
Yeah.
I mean, this last year, and like it's mind-boggling how many shows we have.
I mean, I was in charge.
That's one of the djinn.
hot.
Cool.
Like the art, the stylization, just like everything in it is so well done, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
That's the other one.
I like it. I need to
Okay
watch this.
then.
Like I said, it's a fun comedic but good action. It's the art in it's just good as well. So
Fair. All right. Well, let's move on to the best art in a feature film, and I have a suspicion there might be a unanimous agreement on this.
I don't know.
Look,
Me first? Okay, mine's from one very specific scene in a film.
so you've went Spy X Family.
Yes. Do you know the scene?
Yes. Okay. So Aaron's about the poop god. I had Look Back.
I had Sandland.
Ooh.
Really?
Yo.
Actually, you're not wrong. Like, it is beautiful.
And
Is it?
The movie is.
It was
The
a-
series is kind of the same as like when they go from the Dragon Ball films to Dragon Ball Super,
Fair.
where like
It
the budget's
was-
lower.
I kind of just, it was also an emotional thing because we recently said au revoir to
Akira
Master
Toriyama.
Toriyama, yeah. Tifa also has Look Back. Emma also had Look Back.
I mean, Look Back was amazing.
Yes, no, I agree.
And I got some memes out of it, which was great. My back!
But the poop god. That scene was
The Sakuga in that
beautiful.
scene was phenomenal. Like, oh my god.
You know what I love about that the most? The Sakuga in that scene, and then the very next scene is like little still shot animations of Anya
Scooby-Doo.
running away from. Yes,
yeah,
it's just
Scooby-
like,
Scooby-Doo.
It was like the lowest, and they did it on purpose.
and
They
we're
were
just like, oh my
ugly
god,
can
we
make
can
this?
see where the budget went.
Poop. Anya needed a poop. This is where the budget goes. Okay.
It's just, and then they did it again. It's just, oh, they have fun.
They
and you can
clearly
tell.
do, yeah. Oh, no, it was a brilliant film. Like, Spike's Family, Code White, if you haven't seen it and you did enjoy the original series, watch this.
It's good fun.
It's an original story and it doesn't impact the overall plot of the series.
Kind of leads into from one story part to the next, though, which is interesting.
It does. But it's fantastic. It's well worth the watch. I really enjoyed that. We laughed a lot in the cinema at that, you and I remember.
I mean, how could you not? It was so unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a cinema experience.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like watching at home doesn't quite have the same impact of that.
Still
Like,
good.
A
but-
military trying to make a girl poop
yeah.
on the big screen.
Hire out a cinema. Anyway, that is at least for our opening salvo.
This genre makes us say some weird sentences.
It does. It really does.
Hire a cinema to watch it.
Hire a cinema to watch poop. What a world we live in. Anyway, let's skip
I mean,
on.
don't most people when they go to Marvel films these days?
Oh, God, stop it. We're going to move on and we'll be right back with the best in category. All right, it's time for best in category. We're going to kind of blitz through this because there's a lot to cover. And I know that this is kind of a bit of a wide and varied section of the awards. So we're going to start off from the top. We'll go from one end of the spectrum to the other. So first off, best romance anime.
Ranma half.
Ranma half.
Magical Girl and the Evil Lieutenant used to be arch enemies.
Cool.
How
Tifa.
did that end up?
They ended up being lovers.
Oh,
and
nice,
little smoochies.
Tifa has Yakuza Fiance, which was. I had Dangers in My Heart season 2.
Wow, so pretty broad. Yeah.
Terry also had Dangers in My Heart season 2. The dry guy.
Did he get a voting sheet?
No, but he just keeps telling me how much he loves it. And I'm like, I know, it's amazing.
We need to start sending him voting sheets.
I know, right? So, look,
He's
all of
free to
these,
disagree with us in the comments.
yeah, all of these shows are phenomenal, and it is worth checking out each of them. They all have a different style and vibe to them. They all, like, Ranma and a half, like, thoroughly modernizes
Revival of a classic. It's
in
like
a good way as well.
I don't even know if you can say it's modernized. It's simply that the animation style was updated.
And they removed the filler.
Yes, which is vital.
Yeah, yeah. They
Look-
made it more about the story rather than about the, shall we say, etchy fan art. And,
Look,
The fan service.
yeah,
The
that
filler is itself still a museum piece. It is a product of its time, and you get an understanding of the kind of restrictions they were under.
There were good AMVs that came out of that.
Oh,
Yes,
so many, yeah.
fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you want just the plot.
Sorry, what was yours again?
The Magical Girl and Evil
yeah.
Lieutenant used to be arch enemies.
And that's really beautifully animated as well, and really cute.
And then the side characters are hilarious.
Actually, yeah, doesn't she like live in squalor?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, and it's because of her magical companion.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then her best friend from primary school is also a magical girl, but she only swears.
I forgot about that.
I've seen that clip.
There are compilations, I'm guessing. Yeah, that checks
It's
out.
beautiful.
Yakuza Fiance, already talked about a lot. Beautifully animated, very unique style. And Dangers in My Heart is just... Look,
Health concern. Dangers in my heart.
yes, it is. It is a health concern. Like, look, I know both me and Terry are just like, you know, yeah. we're like,
I
yeah,
can see where your brain flatlined.
no, I'm just like, I can't say that.
Hear it on our Patreon.
Yeah, look, he was watching it and he was turned to his partner and he was like, you know what, honey, I really like the look of these characters. I hope you don't mind. And she's like, it's okay. I really like the look of him. And he's like, I can see that. I get that.
Huge tracts of land.
Anyway, beautiful series, very heartwarming. All of these are good fun. Best drama anime is our next on the list. Tifa, of course, has Oshinoko Season 2. We did know this was going to end up in the drama category as one of the winners because it is dramatic. It is full on. It does play down on that.
It's crazy. It's a thrill ride.
It is. Mine is The Many Sides of Voice Actor Radio,
Interesting.
which I didn't watch when it was airing and then binge watched the entire thing in one night and was like, I need more, and discovered it's only a light novel.
Ouch.
The manga is coming along. It is still behind the anime. So, yeah, it's basically about two girls who do not get on well in school, and they get put on a project together by their agency. Both of them are voice actors, and they both have, like, roles as, like, you know, one of them is an idol as well as a voice actor, and one of them is just pure a voice actor and wants to be in anime. And it goes, like, the final episode is phenomenal. It's all about the voice acting. And, you know, one of the girls thinks, you know, she's not going to be able to make the next step up to the next tier. And it is a masterclass in voice acting. It's phenomenal. Like, even if you don't watch the entire series, just watch the last episode. Holy cow. Like, yeah, shivers. Like, I'm actually getting goosebumps just thinking about it, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, Ken.
Free rent. Stuff you.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It
It
is
made
dramatic.
me cry over an episode featuring a hamburger.
Look,
It's like every VTuber and reaction YouTuber cried at episode 1 as well, because it's an emotional journey.
there are a lot of emotional moments in that, especially to do with the hero hammer. Aaron? Free run?
Yep.
Fair call. Fair call.
I didn't actually watch the anime. I read the manga. And I got
Dude,
up to
watch
where the anime
it's
ended.
so pretty.
And now I'm like, I could just continue. Or I could just wait.
yeah. No, fair enough.
The anime's so pretty, you should watch it.
Yes, but this way I get to give them voices.
Have you heard the English voice actor for
I haven't
Free
heard
Run?
any of the voice actors
The
for
English
any of it.
voice dub's actually really good. Like, I was pleasantly surprised.
Japanese voice acting for Free Run? It's good. It's
good, yeah.
perfectly good. English for Free Run in particular, they make her sound like Mummy.
See,
That doesn't feel right, though.
Almost, but
Yeah. But, I mean, when you consider how old she is, it also does make sense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, it's good. Let's move on to best comedy.
wait, what did Tifa have?
Tifa had Oshinoko.
Oh, yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
natural.
Best comedy. Tifa has Dungeon Meshi.
Good choice, good choice. Mashal.
Mashal. Yeah.
The Fable.
Yes. Yes.
Did you guys watch that?
I watched the first 4 episodes and I keep meaning to go back. The Fable is one of the weirdest anime of the year. And
A parrot attacked the guy and plucked out one of his pubes.
yeah.
It's
It's really unhinged. It's got he was like part of
You
a
win this time,
he
little bird.
was a Yakuza and then he has to escape from Tokyo to Osaka, I think. And then
It's just
it's very weird.
everything about it is just so offbeat that you are just compelled to watch more. It reminds me very much of Mighty Boosh. Not in style, but just in like
I
you're
need to
so
know.
weirded out by what's going on that you must watch more to know.
That's like Under Ninja as well, which
Oh,
for some reason is
yes.
getting a live action. I don't know how they're going to manage
What?
that. Yeah.
I mean, no, I could see a live action happening of it, but what?
Yeah, right. Anyway.
Under Ninja was just odd.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, so I was Mashal season 2 as well.
We don't need to explain it.
If you haven't seen Mashal and you grew up with Harry Potter, watch Mashal. There you go.
it's
done.
Rock Lee in
not,
Harry Potter.
yeah, even if you do not like J.K. Rowling anymore, and good reason.
Especially if you don't like
Especially if you
J.K.
don't like her
Rowling anymore.
Watch Mashal because
because
it'll
you're
bring a whole
watching
new
someone
world.
screw up her world.
Exactly. It's
punches.
10
beautiful.
out of 10.
And
Everybody's
cream
got a
puffs.
scar.
Yeah. Right. The best sci-fi.
Oh, I think this one's going to be pretty unanimous.
Go Loser
No,
Ranger.
it's not.
Oh.
It's not. So mine is Dead Demons, Dead Destruction.
Of course.
Because I'm now obsessed with that show and it is so good. And I didn't realize until I was halfway through watching it last night. I got to episode 9 and went, there's another 9 episodes. Yes! I just kept going.
That's cool.
Yeah. You would Go Loser Ranger?
Naturally, that was crazy.
Yep. Fair enough.
Mini Godzilla, Kaiju number 8.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was on my coin flip for this one.
Tifa has put, I'd say Kaiju number 8, but please, dun. Even though it doesn't have a sci-fi tag attached,
Which
it is
is weird.
sci-fi.
Yes.
There's aliens. So I will allow it. Exceptions to rules can be made.
That's
my
a good
anime list
spread.
is
Is my
always
anime
different.
list saying that it's not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens?
It's just saying it's fantasy.
No.
And well, this is more of an issue to do with genre publication. This is something I've had to get my head around a lot with when I was building my audiobook server for the books I've bought and putting them in there. When you go and find the data for them, it then goes, oh, if it's sci-fi, it's under sci-fi and fantasy. And it's like, no, those are two very different categories. There can be overlap, they can be both, or they can be either. Not all of them come under that category. So I have, every time I add a book which is in any of those categories, I have to then remove the tag and put the correct tag in, which is time consuming and pain in the butt. And that's the same thing that Mal is applying to it, because sci-fi is always a secondary genre.
I see.
So anything that is fantasy, it is fantastical if it's sci-fi, because, but it's kind of its own thing now. So, yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Good spread there. Kaiju number 8 needs more love. It's amazing. It's great. All right. Best fantasy anime.
What do you think?
Yep.
Actually,
Butchigiri.
this one was also a coin flip between Freeren and Dungeon Meshi. It's been an amazing year for like my kind of thing, your standard
Yeah.
sword and sorcery, which isn't isekai.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been well fed this year.
No, fair enough. I also had Fururen. Tifa also had Fururen.
Hey.
And I was also coin tossing between Dungeon Meshi and that as well. And you were butchering
Dungeon Meshi.
Dungeon
Hell
Meshi. Hey, there you go. So yeah,
Clean sweep.
Bread.
Now, just to be clear as well, the fantasy genre does not include isekais. So for those playing at home, so isekai has its own genre, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
People are playing at home?
Yes, but if your favorite fantasy was an isekai, don't be alarmed that it's not on the list. It has its own section.
We're
Or
getting
try
there.
to justify it in the comments. I'll tell you why you're wrong and why your opinion is terrible.
Well, I'll just tell
post
them.
your picks in the comments.
Yeah, always post your picks in the comments. We'd like to know.
I'm going to argue with you.
Just ignore him. He doesn't actually spend enough time in there to argue. So let's move on to the best action anime. This one, we actually had a lot to choose from this year. But a lot of them had action as more of a secondary tag, where there wasn't a lot of action in it, and others did have, a bucket load of action. So we'll start with Tifa. She had Solo Leveling,
Good
Fair
choice.
which is
enough.
fair enough. A lot of action in that series. Ken?
Kaiju 8.
Kaiju number 8?
Shangri-La Frontier.
Oh, it's so good, the fight scenes in that.
So good.
Mine was a toss-up between Kaiju number 8 and Shangri-La, and I went for Kaiju
Same.
number 8. Yeah. Shangri-La Frontier deserves a lot of love. It is a great series.
See, now that
it
the
is above an 8.0 on Mal as well.
See, now that the coin's in the air, I wish I had actually picked Shangri-La Frontier. It's Let Me Solo Her the Anime.
Yeah.
It's sword art done right.
Yeah.
Instead of-
Exactly.
It's
Instead of
the
Sword
power
Art Online,
fantasy.
Sword Art done right.
In an MMO, but also they branch out into other MMOs.
And
And
the main
that's so
character
good.
doesn't look like
Kirito.
Am I allowed to say this?
No.
Hentai protagonist?
He doesn't look like a generic insert yourself.
No. Now I have to remove that word. Seriously, stop giving me work to do. I've got other things to do.
He's got a trip to plan.
Yep. Sorry.
Okay. The next one is the Isekai Award, the Truckun Award. This series must have the Isekai genre tag. It's the best Isekai anime of the year. I will go to Aaron first.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Mushoku Tensei. No, season 2 really picked it up.
He's still a creep.
He actually genuinely end of season 1 stops.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have even started. Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
he's a grown man.
He learns how bad it is, and the stuff he does, he actually criticizes his father a lot for the bad things that he did.
That's not taking responsibility.
No, but then he does take responsibility because
Perhaps it
he's
shows
seen
some
it.
growth and learning.
Yeah, there's tremendous growth.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the series at all.
I know, each to their own.
Yeah, like it's to me, it's just uncomfortable. But that being said, I didn't like any anime where a grown man is isekai'd into a young character. Like,
Yeah.
it's not on.
So you're not liking the one from this season at all?
Which one?
It's the dad gets isekai'd into an Otome game.
That's hilarious because he just keeps acting like
No. Hear me out.
For starters, the character's almost an adult, and he just keeps acting like a dad. So he's like, "Oh, you're all so precious, young children. I will help all of you. I will show proper respect to everyone." So that's wild, but that's a whole other thing. Fair enough. It is very, very popular. Mine is the wrong way to use healing magic. Mm-hmm. I read the manga for that quite a few years ago. It's still ongoing. I do need to play catch up, but it's a great series. It's a lot of fun, and it's really, really daft. Like, I can only use healing powers. So what if I heal myself? And use that to overexert my muscles and overexert during training, because I can heal them once they've been powered up.
Didn't you watch a zombie survival game video similar to that? Where he sat down on the couch and he was working out?
From this season?
No, not an anime, a video game thing.
Oh.
We were watching it the other
Oh,
night.
yeah.
Was that Spiffing Brit?
It
or
was
something?
Spiffing Brit.
Yeah.
He's like, can I survive in...
Was this Project Zomboid?
Yeah, can I survive Project Zomboid by only staying in the house?
Oh, there's a great video of that, of a guy who is not allowed to be on the ground floor, like not allowed to live on the ground floor, so he builds like networks of bridges across to all the buildings and it's just... I'll send it to you later. It's a saga.
Fair enough. Tifa's best isekai was Reincarnated as a Slime Season 3.
I need to watch that.
It's really good, but it's definitely not as action heavy as the prior seasons.
Okay,
It's a lot more focused on the relationship building after so the first half is a bit actiony. The second half is all about a big festival and getting all the countries together. It's really good. Like, it's good. It's comfy, I would say, as opposed to, actiony, but it is still an amazing isekai series.
Oh, yeah. Slime's Peak.
Fluffy Paradise! No, it was also slime.
I was going to say, no one's choosing Fluffy Paradise. For good reason.
Backspace.
Okay. We're coming to the last specialist award for this section. It is the Yuru Camp Award, the most comfy anime of the year. This is the series that you found the most relaxing to watch over this year. Ken. Or Aaron.
I went first last time.
Okay, I'll go. Tifa has Dungeon Meshi.
Same.
Really?
Dungeon Meshi is pretty chill.
That fits?
Well, I sat there and I went, what did I sit down and feel relaxed watching? Dungeon Meshi. Like, the stakes were never that high.
We watched a lot of people get ripped to pieces by a dragon griffin thing.
Yeah, like at the end, but like every episode you knew that they were going to kill the monster with ease and then eat it somehow. And then that eating and like the cooking and preparation of it was very comfy, and I felt so comfortable during that.
Fair enough. Mine was 365 Days to the Wedding, which surprisingly is not as stressful as it sounds. It's basically two people who work at a travel agency where someone from the agency is going to be sent to set up their new branch in Alaska, and no one wants to go, so they're only going to send people who are single. So they pretend they're getting married, and they're both really nice people. But they're also both like a little bit socially different. Like, she's obsessed with maps and locations and stuff like that. Like, the reason she got into being in like a travel agency is she loves like telling people history and stuff about that. So she realistically, she should be a tour guide.
As an RPG nerd, understandable.
Yeah. And he's like just a country boy. He's literally from like one of the southern islands, and he's all about, family and community and going out to locations and stuff, and he's just obsessed with his cat, and he's like, I don't want to move because I won't be able to take my cat. Like, I don't know how I would transport her all the way over there. So like, it's really good. I really enjoyed it, and it's they pretend, but they actually are a really good pairing together, and things start getting together. But it feels like they kind of just cut it off at the end because they knew they weren't going to get a second season. So they jumped immediately to a resolution of someone being chosen from the office while there was still like 250 days until the date. And it's just like, okay, weird. But yeah, that's the only negative I have for it. The ending, they didn't stick it. But I enjoyed it. It was very comfy and very easy to watch.
Already did mine.
Yep.
Sorry. Yep.
Mine was It's Time for Torture Princess.
That's right. Look, I'm getting lost here. I'm trying to randomize it and I'm failing.
We just need like a dice to, just like a D4.
Yeah.
Hold
on. No, we're good.
It does not surprise me that you have a set of dice in your bag.
No, that just like, this is not ASMR D&D podcasting.
It could be.
So, Time for Torture Princess is also really good and it's really funny.
Look, it's the same joke repeated, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's dumb, but you can just sit down and watch it. It is a consequence-free, derpy anime, and it's just chill.
Yeah, like the torture is just really dumb things like, I am going to cook the most delicious meal in front of you and you can't have any unless you give me a secret. And then they give them the dumbest secret. Or actually, it might be a very useful secret, but the demon lord's like, I can't do that. My daughter's at school that day. You're just like,
Turns out the demon lord himself is comfy as all heck.
Yeah.
And
honestly, like the demon world seems much nicer than the human realm she came from.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of the Sleepy Princess.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, but I loved Sleepy Princess.
Oh, same.
She's such a psychopath. I love her.
Okay, we need to get those two princesses together and trap them in a castle.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of it. We've got to go to the bad place now. This is the bad place. Time for regret and forget. Regret and forget.
Time to do the duty.
Yes. These are our two big concerns of the year. The first is the Cabbage of Shame Award for the worst animation. This is the series with the worst animation you've seen in the past year. I'm going to start us off very easily. Rick and Morty, the anime.
Oh, yeah.
Awful. Oh, like, bad concept to begin with. No offense, Rick and Morty fans, or offense, Rick and Morty fans.
Offense, Rick and Morty fans.
But the anime just didn't, for starters, it didn't even need to happen, and the animation quality was just awful. It was cheap.
It was just ugly. I think they were trying to be stylistic, and I think they were trying to be subversive. It's just like, oh, we're taking on the anime genre, so we're going to be...
Yeah, they failed.
It's just ugly.
We'll go straight to Tifa's one because it's very similar. It's Suicide Squad.
Same.
Well, there you go.
Look,
For starters, it didn't need to be an anime.
Yeah.
And then it was very clear, like, all the memes between, like, Shikanokonoko and that, and it's like they're giving her all of the animation and they're just a drip for Suicide Squad. It was lazy. There were still frames for extended periods. It was just, it didn't move.
It's used every conventional cheap trick.
Yeah.
And then the dragon.
The dragon.
Was it CG, the dragon?
Very CG.
The dragon itself, yes, but like everything else in it wasn't. So like they use the same
What
running
was that
animation.
one with the combine harvester, the horrible beastie?
Working for God in a godless world,
That's
Kamikatsu.
the one. Sort of like that. Not quite as bad because they were trying to
They
be
did
bad.
it on purpose.
They
like,
were... God, those people, those...
I need to read the
goddamn
manga for
people.
that. Like that, everything they did in that show that was bad was done on purpose, and it was done so poorly on purpose. And the next scene would be the most beautiful animation you saw because they knew they're like, this will meme.
I've got a brand new combine harvester. I'll give
Yeah.
you the key.
Well, let's move on to worst use of CG. So you're saying the dragon in?
Yeah.
There was a worse one.
There was.
Yes. Misfits of Demon Academy, Core 2. The
Tifa
dragon.
has that too.
Yeah, I had to be told about it, and then I went looking for it, and I regret going looking for it. I blew chunks.
See,
Oh.
I watched all of
Oh.
Suicide
You're gonna blow
Squad.
chunks too now.
Oh, that is...
Yeah.
Wow. That is potentially one of the worst...
On par with what's it called? With the drag.
I think this is worse.
You mean Arifureta?
That's
Yeah,
the one.
that had its third season this year. Somehow.
Yeah, no,
That's worse.
I was
That's
happy
worse.
punching down on Suicide Squad, but that's worse.
That's worse.
Ladies and gentlemen, please go to YouTube and look up Misfits of Demon King Academy Dragons
Yeah.
and have a bucket on standby. It's ugly. How dare you people?
Ugly. Wow.
I think it's actually a contender.
Yeah, that
Like,
is.
Is that going to beat X-Arm?
Well, my worst choice was my worst animation CG was gonna be Shikanoko Tears. I know it was done on purpose, but God, they were ugly. But I think that's worse.
How dare you?
I think that's worse.
Deers
Okay.
are a beautiful symbol of Nara.
Yeah, look, they smell. I was in Nara like a year ago, and it was awful.
I
There was
wish
so
to
much
boot
poop.
their snoots.
Did you go in summer?
It was technically autumn, but it was still hot as.
Yeah, see, the heat is what
Yeah,
makes it
this-
worse.
Yeah.
Sun roasted.
All right. Is Demon King Academy worse? That one, because that's the only use of CG.
Oh, whereas X-Arm was like
The whole
consistently
thing was bad.
But like that one thing is really
I think I'm willing to say, and I think I'm right in this, that all of us agree that that is probably the worst CG in the last year.
Oh, yeah.
yes, without a doubt.
And
Is
not
it-
even intentional.
Yeah. Is it worse than X-Arm, where the whole series was almost that bad?
X-Arm was pretty bad, man.
That alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it this way: X-Arm beat
Arifureta.
no, the one after Arifureta.
Gibiate.
Gibiate.
Yeah.
X-Arm dethroned Gibiate, and that is probably, I'd say Gibiate's a smidge better than that,
Yeah.
but only a smidge. So I'd say I keep it as X-Arm.
Keep it as X-Arm.
Still, Misfit of Demon King Academy, you get the X-Arm Award for worst use of CG in 2024.
How
but
bloody
you're not
dare
bad
you.
enough to have the award named after you.
Yeah. Oh,
Look,
man.
something's going to have to be hideous.
We're gonna
beyond
get there one
reason.
day.
Oh, I'm just waiting for the next Go Hands.
Oh.
Like the last two ones weren't too bad
No.
because they had other studios helping them, but they'll get
No,
worse again.
see, they don't so much do ugly CGI. They just sort of do very, how would you put it?
Strange, unusual.
Offbeat, uncanny valley kind of CG.
They went on Fiverr and got their CGI there.
And it was for $5. It wasn't higher priced.
Christ, that is... The accuracy of that statement hits like my opinions on the internet, man. That is beautiful.
Do you guys actually, Kenny? Do you remember Jurassic Prey?
Oh, Christ. Oh, man.
It's a low budget monster film where it's meant to be like they go out to a camping ground.
I've
and
seen
there's a
student
monster in
films
the
that
lake.
did better.
Yeah, it's bad. Like they literally stretched the proportions of the CG animation, like literally like changed the proportions in Premiere Pro instead of in the animation.
Aaron, you have not seen what we have seen.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Look, get very, very drunk or high before watching it. It's the only way to be sure.
I was gonna say you'll have to find it because I deleted it.
Maybe I won't watch it.
No,
oh, no, how
look, honestly,
terrible.
I don't think it's worth your time.
Yeah.
There are many things worth our time. This is not one of them.
It is something that you give to a friend who is a cheese connoisseur. Just a fan of terrible.
Oh, I was gonna say I like cheese.
Crackers love cheese.
Where's Terry?
Oh dear. Well, that brings us to the end of the regret and forget section. We have slimmed it down. Instead of punching down on the characters, we're just punching down on the studios, where they truly deserve it.
Looking at you, Sony.
Yep. Actually, are these both Sony? No.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
No, unfortunately, the Misfit of Demon King Academy was Silverlink. which previously has been pretty good, but clearly something's happened there. So they're kind of like the other ones, like the guys who did JC stuff and Dean, I think. Both like they'll have outstanding series and then, literally bottom of the barrel scraping series at the same time. You're like, how did both of these come out the same studio?
Maybe if people screw up on the good projects, they're sent to the bad projects as sort of like a punishment.
Oh, you mean like DreamWorks did with Shrek?
Yes.
And Prince of Egypt?
Yes.
What?
Did you not know this?
If people screwed up on Prince of Egypt, they got sent to work on Shrek as punishment.
They didn't think that Shrek was going to be big. This was sort of like their jokey throwaway movie.
And then it became a freaking
It became
cultural
a cultural
phenomenon.
sensation.
It became their flagship, essentially.
I mean, they have Shrek World at Universal Studios Japan. Like, it wasn't open when we were there, but
And
damn, like...
and bloody Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is one of the best movies ever.
No, genuinely, it's so
Yeah,
good.
it's really
it has
good.
no right. It's a spin-off. It's a
sorry.
sequel of a spin-off character. and
It has no
it's-
right at all.
Yeah.
All right. Look, the next one is kind of important. This is the Hall of Fame for 2014.
Presenting your inductees for the Kawaii-Fi Hall of Fame.
I haven't updated the graph. I'm really bad.
We can do some extras later where I just do a bunch of voice lines.
I think we should.
Just like Kenny reading out years.
The train will come onto platform 14.
At
Okay.
7:23.
I mean, I could probably cut it together and make it sound good. So, let's get through this because we've got quite a lot. 2014 was a bumpy year. We're going to go alphabetical.
Space Dandy.
Akame ga Kill. Amagi Brilliant Park. Dragon Ball Kai, so you could watch it without the filler. Fate Stay Night. Unlimited Blade Works. The only Fate Stay Night that is worth using to get into the series and see if you like it. Look, no offense, but like there's a lot that as a story in its own works very well
What
as an
is
introduction.
Fate's timeline?
Yeah, it's a mess. Haikyuu, The Volleyball Boys. Knights of Sidonia, because that was a pretty good use of CG and cell shading. Lupin the Third, The Woman Called Fujiko Mine. Taking Lupin the Third into a more adult-oriented, audience. Like, it was R-rated,
With
so...
everyone's favorite.
You'll give
femme
Lupin
fatale.
any award you can.
I will, but this is acid-drenched, beautiful. Like, I'll need to show you. Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. No game, no life. And the questionable merchandise that comes along with it.
Can we mention that one in an Australian podcast?
Oh yeah, that's been banned by a bunch of
Politicians,
bureaucrats.
they good luck to them. Sailor Moon Crystal, a reboot that not necessarily everyone enjoyed, but it has helped bring the story to a conclusion on the big screen, which is good. Sakura Trick, it was probably the most wholesome Yuri anime of the 2010s. Like, it kind of started that, like, we can have it be cute and loving and not just lewd or etchy, which was kind of the approach before. Terror and Resonance, that was one of Studio Mappa's early series before they became massively well known. Tokyo Ghoul, it stood the test of time.
It's a juggernaut.
Yep. Your Lie in April, Many Tears, and Yona of the Dawn, which definitely brought in some very interesting concepts to a fantasy genre, which have been picked up by many others.
Did you even mention Space Dandy?
Space Dandy!
He's a dandy guy in space.
Is a dandy guy in space. Is a very big honorable mention. Don't do drugs, but definitely don't do drugs when watching Space Dandy.
Do some drugs.
No.
The best episode was season 2 with the High School Musical.
Yes. It
Hands down, best episode. No notes.
yeah, just amazing. Tamako Love Story for a film. Naruto The Last for film, which was definitely the last kind of major story arc for the Naruto franchise before Boruto began.
Wait, was this the one with the moon people?
Yes, it was. Tifa does not like the moon people.
None of us do.
When Marnie was there, by Studio Ghibli, and Lupin the Third, Jigen's Gravestone. These are your inductees to the 2024 Anime Awards Hall of Fame for 2014.
Another Lupin.
Send you for a loop.
It's a good.
Wow, they really dragged this outro out.
It was back in the day when people had more patience and facial hair.
All right. It's the big finale. It is the best of the year. These are obviously all our own picks. We're going to start off with the most memorable character, the Sakamoto Award, a character that will likely be remembered for many years to come. I had Fururen.
It's a good choice.
She has become iconic.
It's
Both Fururen and Fern, everyone on the internet's obsessed with them.
they are just precious and adorable. Like for such softly spoken little critters as well.
What about you?
I had Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon.
Good choice.
That's
Good
a
choice.
very good choice.
You know what? Okay, first of all, he is the daddy. He is everyone's father. It is wonderful.
Senshi's panty shop's so wonderful.
That's the thing. It's like the studio doing this know every little trope, and so they could be doing all the little like ecchi upskirt thing. The only people who ever get any kind of upskirt and sexy is Senshi's tighty whities, and that's precious.
We
to me.
need
That's
more dwarf fan
hilarious.
service.
Dwarf service. All right, Aaron.
It's as though they're just like waggling their fingers at the audience, going, "No sexy ladies for you. You will get only the elf panty."
Actually, speaking of sexy ladies
Dwarf
in
panty.
Meshi, we've got a thing that we've got planned for later.
Oh.
What?
The
I forgot. It's so bad. We will fill you in later. It is horrible. It is hilariously
you can
bad.
tell by just how the reaction once he figured it out that it is peak.
What the hell are you two talking about?
We will explain afterwards, and it will appear on a future podcast episode.
Okay.
So mine is very specific, but it's like Turbo Granny, like original Turbo Granny, not in the cat, not with the crab.
Oh.
For that one line, she says,
Really?
"Yeah,
Okay, look.
no. The amount of times I've had friends send me that line."
Okay.
She's made an impact in pop culture.
Your friends
Okay.
are odd and I like them.
Well, I can let you know that Emma's pick was Turbo Granny as the cat. So there you go. We've covered all bases.
I love it whenever Turbo Granny at the cat is reading on the phone because she does the old woman face. She's also
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's an old
they,
woman.
they encompass all the old lady things into her. Like she'll lay there and she'll just
Tifa's pick is Yoshino Somei from Yakuza Fiancé. She's the red-headed protagonist. She is very memorable, and like the characters are all drawn beautiful, boy or girl. Like, and her hair is just like the amount of effort they've put into that is insane. Let's move on to the most memorable moment in anime for the year. Tifa has picked Fallon's new form being revealed in Dungeon Meshi. Which
Nice.
that was impactful. Yeah. Funnily, mine is Kaiju number 8. In a similar vein, the reveal in the third last episode where, everyone learns what is going on. So, yeah. I also had Furuen's fight with Aura because that's been memed to oblivion.
that was me.
You got that one?
She killed a big bad evil guy with gamer words. That was wonderful.
Also, like, all of the memes around it are like, Aura, join the workforce.
Join the Japanese workforce. No.
See, I thought if you were going to choose a free run moment, it'd be the potion.
That is iconic, too. There's a
That's-
lot of good moments in Furuen that are really memorable.
It's memeable and delightful. That and like when they're all lined up at the restaurant and they're all eating the thing they want to. I forget what's in front of Stark. Fern's got like a bunch of desserts, and Freerun has her body weight in steaks. just
Yeah.
sitting in front of her, and she looks like a happy little elf. It's just like, what the hell, old lady?
Yeah.
See, I've got two. One for an anime
One for
series
film.
and one for film.
I think the film one may have been mentioned earlier, but yes,
Film one may have
please.
been mentioned
We know
earlier.
that.
The Pooh God scene from Spy Family. from Code
absolutely.
Light.
I was sitting there going, man, that should be on my list. Aaron will probably have it.
Aaron
He's
has
got it.
But the other one was Dungeon Meshi. The scene where they figure out how the living armor works.
That was really cool.
The way they did that blew my mind because I'm huge on monsters in fantasy.
Yeah.
And how they work. And like, I was like, how are they going to eat this magical creature it doesn't have any. And then they were like, oh no, it's actually mollusks. And I was like,
Between like the shell of the armor.
Yeah.
That's just
It's such a cool idea.
it's genius.
I don't think anyone else has kind of used that approach for that type of...
because
like,
I've been
mimicking
reading
ability.
Dungeon Meshi from the start many years ago. That part couldn't be memorable to me because I saw that way back then. I was just like, oh, that's so good.
Have you finished it as well?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What
an ending.
You guys ain't
Right.
seen nothing
Oh,
yet.
No, I finished the manga.
No, I'm
no,
saying
this-
it's them.
Oh yeah, no, guys.
have you guys seen the recent sequel chapter?
There's a sequel chapter?
It's just like another epilogue. It's about 15 pages. It was put out once the series finished.
Oh, dude, throw that at me.
Yeah,
it's
no, we
really
need
good.
that.
It doesn't cover much, but they just kind of go like on a mini adventure.
Yeah,
So
Cute.
it's kind of like, oh, nice. But yeah, look,
I can't wait until.
yeah.
Oh, there's so much stuff I can't say.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude, I want to see the final form.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, like, afterwards, how he does the thing with the thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just looks so cool.
Yeah, everyone at home is like, "What are they talking about?"
You ain't
You will
seen
know
nothing yet.
if you've read the manga. If you haven't, or you have some good stuff.
It's on
coming
my
in.
cosplay list.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be pretty good. Yeah.
No, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
With Laios and the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Phew. Okay. We're moving on to category genres. The best shoujo series or josei series for 2024. Now, Tifa hilariously has said Natsume's Book of Friends because I didn't watch anything in this category.
Same. Word for word.
Fair enough. Now, the reason, for those playing at home, the reason we don't have a lot in josei or shoujo is that not a lot of the series that are have this tag in it. There's not a lot of them. A lot of the series we thought would be josei or shoujo are actually in shonen or seinen, which is to do with the books they're published in or the stated target audience in the published documents for the series. So if you have a look on My Anime List, there's actually not a massive amount of them, which is really frustrating because it's a target audience which is really well served. Like they do get a lot of manga, especially. I'd say like josei and shoujo account for at least 40% of the manga market comfortably, especially when you start getting into like the Shonen Ai and stuff like that and the BL series. But yeah, there's kind of a limited amount of them. So my pick for the year was A Sign of Affection, which was it's a romance story and it's about a girl who she's deaf, so she's doing everything in sign language. And she falls in love with this guy who's a friend of a college friend, and they just slowly get to know each other better. He starts learning sign language so he can communicate with her. He was always just very thoughtful of her, even before he knew she was deaf. So he was just like, oh, she seems to be struggling. I'll get her the menu that is written out so she can do it. And then, later on he discovers that she's deaf and understands why she pointed at the menu and stuff like that. It's beautifully done. It uses Japanese sign language standard in it. So, like, for people who are deaf, they could watch it from home and feel included.
Wow.
And the story...
Only if they understand Japanese sign language. Each area's got different sign language.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they used Tokyo's one, and then they did put subtitle translations for.
Oh,
the
when you
signs as
say
well.
each area, not each country, each area of
No, I
Japan.
mean each country.
Each
I don't
country.
mean each area.
No,
You said
no.
Tokyo.
Yeah,
so
I know.
just-
I was like, oh,
It's called Tokyo Standard, I believe.
okay.
Because that's where the school that set up the language systems was based. I'd need to double check. I do apologize if I'm wrong. It's not an area I'm super familiar with, but yeah.
Because, like, I know a little Auslan, but
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's limited knowledge on my half.
I know rude gestures.
Yeah, well, I mean, those aren't sign language.
I
They're
can
just
teach you
sign-
more. I can teach you so many more.
Anyway,
talk.
did you have any picks for this?
I nominate Freeren. But
This is the thing. Freeren's listed as shonen. How?
yeah, and that doesn't.
The hero
seem-
Himmel.
The hero Himmel would have been cast as shonen.
Yes, I didn't watch any of these.
No,
so-
and that's fair. And as I said, like I think we had only in the past 12 months there were only 7 shows in both shoujo and josei total. So it's not a big category to
And,
choose from.
Yeah, one of them was Demon Prince of Mamochi House or something.
Emma watched that. I don't think she rated it.
Yeah, it's just like stuff like that is in there, and it's just like Okay,
But like
not
Apothecary
a for me.
Diaries should totally be in this genre.
Apothecary.
It should.
It should, but
Diaries.
it is in shonen because
yep.
of the publishing agreement of the magazine it goes out in.
I'm going to put that Apothecary Diaries as my pick.
Yakuza Fiancé also should be in this category. Its target demographic is female. Like,
Done.
it is a strong female protagonist, and it's all about her experiences, and definitely from a female perspective, not a male perspective. So it definitely belongs in that category, but it is not. It
My
is
anime
inside.
choices are superior to my anime list. Go away.
Yeah. I think for Shoujo Josei going forward, because there's such limited ones to it, we will put the list of ones that do qualify, and then we will choose our own that we believe should be in that category and do target that age or demographic. So that's what I think we'll do going forward, because as we've said, sometimes it makes no sense for a show or anime which is targeted at a female demographic to be in shonen, the male 12 to 18 or target audience. It doesn't make sense. Moving right along, let's talk seinen. Now, this is for the male 18 to 45 age bracket. They're more mature mangas. Tifa's one is Dungeon Meshi.
Same.
Oh,
It's for distinguished elderly gentlemen.
yes. I went for Yakuza Fiancé, which, as I said, should be in Josei.
No,
But
that checks out still.
yeah, it's exceptionally good series. There was a lot of good seinen shows, and I do find that seinen shows in general tend to be much more my cup of tea as I'm getting older, which is, it makes sense for the demographic, but I seem to really enjoy the storytelling because they cut out a lot of the angst. Like, they can still have like a dark, moody story, but they cut out like the generic teenage angst that we see, and just like, oh, I'm, such a dark boy. I've got Chinabio. And, they cut out a lot of that, and they focus on more mature discussions. And that's not to say that, those type of shows in shonen are a bad thing to have. It's just a different style of writing. And because, I was an emo kid, I've lived through that phase. I'm getting towards the end of this
He was
age
the
bracket.
scene boy. He had the platform heels.
Oh, I didn't, unfortunately. I was emo in everything except looks because I had depression.
Yeah.
Okay, as
Linkin
an
Park,
emo
my
kid
Cam.
in Australia in the 2000s, did you guys cut holes into your thumb cuffs for your jackets and then put your thumb through it?
No.
What?
I did. It was so comfy. And my sibling reminded me of it the other day and like, do you remember doing this as a teen? And I was like, oh man, it was so comfy.
So when you were an emo, is it that your beard was the fringe over your eye?
Yes, my beard went up over my eye. I was bald in high school.
Wow. Puberty hit you like a truck.
Yeah, been looking like this for 40 years.
I've seen the picture of you and your wee man, and he has stolen your hair.
He has. Yeah.
It looks so much like it's creepy.
Oh, dude, there's a photo of him playing a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Silver on it on my couch. And my mum went, that's you. That's not Kale. That's you.
Yep. Fair. Right. Well, best seinen, we've kind of covered that off. But the next one is the biggest category, and it always is. And that's the best shonen anime. This covers a stupidifying amount of series this year, as does the best adaptation
I
section.
feel stupidified.
I went Kaiju number 8.
I went on Dead Unluck.
Nice. Good call. Yeah.
Praise me, mortals. I did not pick Free Run.
What?
I picked Shangri-La Frontier. It's like the most shonen.
It is the most shonen of the year.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And Tifa picked Frieren.
Of course, the short one chose the short one.
No.
She needs a little ears.
Now, the
would
thing
make
is
the best
this year,
Frieren.
shonen covered, like, we had some big returning heavy hitters in the shonen category. There was Demon Slayer coming back, My Hero coming back, ReZero.
Yeah, but giving it to those titles feels like a given. We want to give it to somebody else.
Something new, something interesting,
Something
or something
fresh.
that did something really memorable.
Yeah.
Like,
you can
yeah.
guarantee that those big names are always going to be consistent with what they deliver.
Yeah.
So, because we know you're already going to have seen that, you're already going to be interested in that, we'll give you other things so that you could be like, oh, hey, okay.
Maybe this.
Yeah.
Maybe you like. The next one is where we're heading to the source materials. So we've got the best original, the best adaptation, and the best returning franchises. Firstly, the best original anime. This is a series that's been created by an animation studio with no prior content. So it's not based on a game, a manga, a light novel, or a meme.
Anime based off a meme.
Yeah.
Has that happened?
Probably. But you know what I mean. Like, you know what I meme. Anyway.
Skibbity-bop-bop-bop.
So this year we actually did have a pretty decent selection of original anime. My pick for the best original was Train to the End of the World.
Oh, dude, same.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wild.
It was so, like, it was a lot. It was a lot. There was a lot of very strange and beautiful and unique ideas.
Like back in the day, back before, like you would say, oh, someone who's made that, oh, they must have been on some drugs or something.
Yeah.
And you just look at some of the anime these days, and after having taken some drugs, you're like, no, drugs don't do that to a person.
You're talking about Paprika, aren't you?
Okay, there's that. No,
no, that is.
no, I've had that mushroom.
Country
I miss
kids.
Amsterdam. Look, it's just, yeah. Train to the End of the World was...
It was
just-
beautiful and it was very unique.
It just had so many bonkers ideas. It
I
was
just love the whole idea. Was it 7G? Yeah, there's like, we turned on 7G internet. There was a big button and that turned it all on. And the whole world went weird when we did.
It was just justifying the crazy conspiracy theorists. It's like, oh no, 5G is going to turn us into zombies.
Honestly, I think it might have been taking the mick out of that idea.
Like,
Because,
was the guy just sort of sitting at home? He's heard people saying that. It's like, ha, that's amusing. What if it did something worse? I've got something here for that.
Does that mean it's not an original anime because it's based on a meme?
oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Well, look, I don't think anyone was saying 5G would turn people into capybaras or 2D artists.
Aw.
So,
It turned me into a capybara. I'd have been a happy bear.
yeah.
Lemon bath.
No, a little orange on the head.
Yeah.
All right, orange soup.
Orange capybara soup.
You saw the Eurocamp bit with the capybaras, yes?
I need to watch season 3. I'm so behind.
They go to a zoo to look at some capybaras. And they're like, oh, they're so peaceful. And it cuts back to everyone staring at the capybaras and their head's been replaced by capybara heads.
Is that the worst use of seat? No.
I'm just a chill guy.
I'm just a funny little guy. Imagine having beef with a funny little guy.
Oh, God.
You know the chill guy memes with the capybara head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tifa picked Mayanaka Punch, which definitely was very good. If you haven't heard of Mayanaka Punch, it did kind of go a little bit under the radar. It's basically about a girl who's a YouTuber, but instead they call it YouTube. She gets kicked out of her group, who are a YouTubing group that she established. And she ends up basically making an agreement with a vampire that, you know, if you help me hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, you can drink my blood. And the vampire's like, you smell really good. I woke up out of my slumber to find you, basically. You know, and so she ends up like joining this house of vampires, and like they have to take their first YouTube channel down because it's them all flying around the city, and they're like, wow, this is epic CG, you know. And then it's like, nah, you can't have that. And like the big vampire lord sends his minions, says, you got to take that down.
Fair.
They can't know. So then it's like, we've got to do other things where we, you know, like just have all of the vampires, because they're all obviously different archetypes. You've got like the tall, you know, sexy succubus style vampire, older lady. You've got the quirky one. You've got the Lolita one. You've got the big bookish glasses one. And then they get them all to do stuff together. So I think one of the ideas was like, they were all eating really hot delivery food or something and dying and, and stuff like that. And it's just like, who will last till the end? And I think
Wait
it was
a
like
second.
super hot Mapo tofu.
None of them were from Denmark. You guys remember that?
Just go watch Nosferatu, okay?
Vampire. Yep.
Anyway, it was really good.
This is the skin of a killer, Nosferatu.
He didn't glitter,
I
at least, but we did make jokes in the cinema as like, if he glitters.
I got into it with someone online. They're like, how an Australian says Nosferatu. Oh,
saw
go
that.
see Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. No,
That's
we say it
not how
properly.
it
It's like, you probably can't pronounce it yourself, mate. Come on.
You wouldn't,
Aaron, what was
because-
your favourite original?
Butchigiri.
Butchigiri? Yep.
Butchigiri.
I had a suspicion it might be there. It is good.
Lots of boys.
Lots of boys. The best anime adaptation. Now, the criteria for this is the best series that's based on an existing media, such as a manga or novel. It must take into account the accuracy of the original media. I did not list for everyone because there were over 200 from the past year. Obviously, some of them did not really matter because they were like kid shows and stuff like that were taken from kid storybooks, but like it's a lot every year, and it really shows a shift from like 20 years ago, the shift towards using existing media as opposed to original content. And that's not a bad thing, because there's a lot of amazing stories being written, and it's just another way to get them out. So yeah, especially when they come from a light novel, because I can't read light novels. I just can't handle it.
Too many words.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just the writing style. It infuriates me.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I've read a lot of books over time, and I just can't. Like, I tried reading the Konosuba light novels. No.
Really?
I tapped out after 10 pages. I was done. I was like, this is just so. It felt like a fanfic. And that's it. The problem is because of the target audience, it is targeted at young kids. It is meant to be easily accessible, but because of that, it feels very immature. So, and I understand the history around it, but yeah, for me, light novel, I can't read them. So the adaptations of them tend to come across a lot better, I find. For me, my best anime adaptation was Undead Unluck, because that was so on the money for how the manga's written. Like, it was unbelievably good. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Aaron?
Dungeon Meshi.
Tifa also has Dungeon Meshi, and it is also very accurate.
I had Dungeon Meshi or Oshinoko. They were just
Yeah, Oshinoko
Look,
was really on point.
Dungeon Meshi was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the one thing it's missing one thing, and it's that in the manga you get the recipe list.
Yeah.
Having that at the end of the episode after the credits.
That would have been amazing. Yeah. All right, now to the best returning franchise. This can be a series with a prior season or a franchise attached to it. This includes reboots, side stories, sequels, prequels. Tifa has went Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, The Conflict.
That's not surprising in the least.
But it is also valid. Like, this is the most beautiful Bleach has ever looked.
Like the jump in animation generation from then till now is like, whoa, okay.
I just remember Orihime just like eating a loaf of bread and how like low poly that image was. Yeah.
Evan Polka.
We're spinning the link.
Her with the oh my god.
We had so many brain rot memes back in the day.
Oh, we really did. Like, everyone's like, man, Gen Alpha has got some of the weirdest stuff with Skibbity Toilet. Like, man, we had like, Magical Trevor and like
Badges.
Yeah, like-
Basically all of Weeble stuff.
all of Weeble stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or, End of the World.
I'm like tired.
Anything that you can find on Albino Black Sheep.
Yeah. That's
That was
got
your
all
meme
the
central.
Ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff back in the early internet, and if you think that Gen Alpha was weird, wait until you see
It kind of gives me some
Gen
hope
C
because
when they come around.
maybe we're not so different between Gen Alpha and our
And
generation.
millennials.
So
To be
It's
honest,
just we've had our fill of weird, so now anything new weird, we're like, ugh.
don't get me wrong, Skibbity Toilet, I can understand it from the meme perspective, but I don't enjoy it. Like, and it's not for me.
when there was those fake articles floating around how Spielberg had acquired the rights to turn it into a film, I was just like,
Yeah, nah, not happening.
Aneurysm.
Yeah. Best adaptation?
Mashal Season 2.
Mashal Season 2, fair enough.
Konosuba!
Konosuba, I went Ranma half
Yeah,
because that's a complete
it was,
reboot.
it was between that and that.
Yeah, they're all good choices.
Like I had a
yeah.
whole list.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now we get to something rather important.
Well.
This is the Mal popular vote. This tells us where everything has landed after last year. Now, obviously, we are only in February at the point of recording. There's for some of these series, they haven't like normalized to a level where people have watched them all yet because some of the dubs are still coming out. However, we're going to start from the bottom. On 8.58 is Dun. On 8.59 is Natsume's Book of Friends Season 7.
Wait. Dandadan is like a 10?
8.58.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 10th position. In 8th position is 8.6, Oshinoko second season.
Okay.
8.61, Dungeon Meshi. 8.7. For some reason, Monogatari series off and Monster season. And that's only because the only people watching it are Monogatari fans. 8.71, Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, The Conflict.
Oh, yeah.
8.72, Sound Euphonium 3, which, was very good.
It's fun.
8.77, in third place, The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. In second place, on 8.8, The Apothecary Diaries.
Lovely.
And leading the entire Mal vote, on 9.31, the new leader of the most popular anime of all time on Mal is Frieren.
Stop doing the smug face.
It won't stop. There we go. So, those are the
If you
top
want to impress a
shows
boy,
of the
just give
year
him one of these.
based on the Mal ratings on the day of recording. There were 27 anime rated above an 8 this year. This is just in the series. So, it's a lot. And normally, as we mentioned earlier, there's not that many. We do now have a new segment, which is our Patreon picks for anyone who is on the $5 and above tier. So that is for Tojiko and Vishal. Tojiko has picked Delicious in Dungeon as their anime pick for the year, and Vishal said Oshinoko Season 2, which I cannot argue with.
It is a
incredible.
very reasonable choice.
Both of them greatly enjoyed Look Back. Not much of a surprise there. It is a phenomenal piece of art, that. All right. We get to go now to the big two awards. The Miyazaki Award for Best Film.
I think we've already figured out who's voting for what.
Oh, yeah.
Spy X Family.
Code White.
Oh, Look Back.
Look Back. Look Back. Look Back for Tifa. And a special mention for Haikyuu Dumpster Yard Battle.
Yeah, that one was kind of mid, to be honest.
Wow. Yeah, Tifa had that as her special mention. So, fair enough. Yeah, all of these were great this year. I think we did have a lot of recap films this year, unfortunately.
Pretty much.
Which, I'm kind of done with recap
We had the
films.
solo leveling one.
Yeah.
We had Demon Slayer again.
Yeah.
It just Solo Leveling kind of just came out, and then they did the recap film where it's just like, what the hell are you recapping?
Yeah, they're like, we want to make sure you watch season 2, and we're just going to use the original animation we already have.
Okay, now let's recap all our choices from today.
No, that'll be on the website when it goes up later this year. I have the groundworks are done. It's finally happening.
When you get back from your good holiday,
Yes, from my
we'll do a
honeymoon in
recap
Japan.
episode of this.
A recap of the recap. All right. Okay. The final award of the day, the Kawaii-Fi Best Anime Award, known as the Golden Kawaii-Fu.
What the hell do you think?
Frieren.
Yes!
Shangri-La Frontier.
This is good.
Tifa says Frieren. I say Dun-da-dun. I'm very bad at the buttons. Don't judge me.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix it in
I'd
post.
say each one of them is extremely worthy,
Absolutely.
especially Free Red because it got it twice.
Yeah.
I'm not biased at all.
No, not at all. This guy never.
I love that show.
You do. It is a very good show.
One of my mates actually has a weird complex about the first episode of it. It shows Free Ren relaxing in like wintertime. This is during her big time skip upon this big fuzzy white creature. And he keeps going back to that going, what the hell was that? Is that ever going to be explained? Are we ever going to be told what that creature is? And it's just like, no.
What does it taste like?
Is it the dog from what's that really sad one that hurts us a lot?
Oh,
Fullmetal
Full Metal
Alchemist?
Alchemist.
No.
Oh, right.
The one that hurts us a lot.
The guy who's an alien and he turns into a dog and then
The Rock.
To Your Eternity.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
It's him.
Oh, you just had to bring that up.
If you want pain, To Your Eternity.
Yes.
Christ.
I said the one that hurts us. Why did you go to Full Metal before To Your
There are
Eternity?
many things that have hurt us.
Yes, but this is top of the list.
Anohana.
Okay.
And on that bombshell,
We had an episode talking about all the ones that made us cry ages ago.
Yeah, we did do an episode on like anime that makes you cry.
But there's been more since.
There have been many more since. So look, that is where we're going to leave it for the awards. A little bit more loose this year. Look, I'm not going to lie.
Loosey-goosey just like us.
Yeah, we're a bit loosey-goosey at the moment. We will probably get back to a spot after this year where things are a bit more... Well, not after this year, but later this year where things are a bit more professional and shined. But for now, we're doing what we can to get by. Because there's a lot... Life happens. Yeah. Anyway... that is the awards for the year. We will put the full list online once the website goes up, and links to the videos as well for the opening and closing credits that we've picked as well. There is a lot to cover from this, so do give us a little bit of time to get those components sorted for you. Next time
on Dragon Ball Z,
we're on to another amazing special episode.
Oh, yes, the fun one.
It's Valentine's Day.
There shall be nudity.
No, Valentine's Day is one of our 18
Are we all
plus
coming in just aprons?
I get to bring my
body
mankini.
suits and aprons. So, like, you know, you look like you're not wearing much, but you are.
I'm
you're
bringing my
probably-
mankini.
Okay, so just to clarify what goes on, we've changed. It used to be that we'd get our Patreons to vote on the Valentine's Day episode and give us something raunchy to suggest. We've changed it to now include White Day, so we will provide something for you on Valentine's Day, which is a bit raunchy, and Patreons a month later give us something to talk about that is from their catalogue that they want us to watch for White Day. A give and receive, if you will.
We still need to do a bread episode.
We do.
Yes.
How many years has that been?
Yeah, that it's actually on the list for this year because we've got a show. We've got a show that's about bread. It turned Aaron into a baker, literally.
Yeah.
So
Heck, is that, do we have that on hand?
yes, we do. We do.
Splendid,
Yeah.
splendid.
So yeah, there's a lot coming up this year. Between that and, well, firstly, we're going to be recording the Valentine's episode early because I'm off to Japan literally next weekend for 2 weeks. So we've got to put that out before
Valentine's?
For Valentine's. So we've got to put this out be out on time for Valentine's Day, and then we will have a extra on a film. Not sure which one it's going to be yet. It might be the Lord of the Rings anime film. The War of the Rohirrim, because Tifa saw that at the premiere, and it is now available on digital, and it's, I think, an hour and a half. So it's something we can easily crank out, get a good idea of, and we can see how faithful it is to the original source material, what liberties might have been taken, and, you know, how... if it's good, basically. Tifa said it was good, and the reviews from, you know, hardcore Tolkien fans are pretty good. So, you know, unlike...
We will see.
We will see. We will be your critic.
Mostly Kenny.
Mostly Kenny. But that's okay. That's
Well,
what
I'm a literature purist.
You are. Now, if you are new to the channel, subscribe, like, say hello in the comments section. We are on YouTube. If you're not watching there, you can see our beautiful, ugly mugs.
Give your own picks for our categories. Tell us why we're wrong.
No, I don't want we're wrong. Tell us what you enjoyed from the last year. Obviously, keep it under 18 plus. We are obviously a family-friendly oriented podcast, despite... Despite how he may look.
He's sitting right there.
I know.
Oh, it's because
He has a permit and everything.
Yeah,
We are
I
a
can do it
family-friendly
legally.
podcast, so do try and keep it obviously PG if you can. If it is like an 18-plus show, but it's because it's violence and something else, go for it. That's fine to put in the comment section. Just not any of the, you know, chicken formal wear content that is out and about that comes out every year. That's not anime. That's something else, and you know it. You can talk to us about that on our Patreon, because that is where everything is uncensored and unhinged. If you do want to sign up, it's for $1 a month to get access to the pre-show and any additional episodes we put up there. $5 and above gets you access to video versions of the pre-show, along with a load of additional content, sticker packs, other things as well. Once we get them sorted and going. But yeah, we would love to have your support if you can afford it, and only if. It is tough for a lot of people at the moment. We don't need the money. Everything we get goes back into the podcast. Support yourself first. That has always been our mantra. We do this because we love it, not because we're trying to make an easy buck. Because we'd be on the street if we were. Podcasts don't make money, and we don't want to submit ourselves to being part of like a podcast what do you call it, like a network where we have to follow someone else's rules. We want our own decisions to be made ourselves and
Pretty
decide
much.
what we do. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So Patreon, if you would like to support us, you can even do a single time payment as well if that's something you just want to give back, which has happened a couple of times now. And thank you very much to everyone who does support us.
Thank you.
As always, big thank you to our Patreons. Loved your choices and the discussions we've had about that over the past couple of months, and looking forward to sharing much more interesting stuff with you, especially while I'm in Japan. I'm going to try and get some little extra bits together for you.
Oh, lovely.
So hopefully that'll be useful.
We still haven't done a bunch of the stuff you got from your last trip.
Yeah, I know.
Like the gamer noodles.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still good. It's becoming a theme. Kyle goes to Japan, buys stuff, and we eat it when it's off. We've got a video which I still need to edit on the Kit Kats, which was while Tifa was back visiting in Perth. So it was me, Aaron, and Tifa gradually getting higher and higher on sugar, trying all the different types of Kit Kats, most of which were off.
Until we couldn't breathe because we were laughing that hard.
Yeah, so I need to edit that. It's good. It's funny. It's very similar. It's a Kawaii-Fi tries. And we also... We do need to make the poppin' candy.
Oh,
kitchen
poppin' candy.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
actually pretty good at those. I got experience with that.
We'll set up in my kitchen with a camera. Kenny,
Neat.
you can be on cam, and we'll do that when we get back.
Can do.
So it should be good fun. Because we have space for that now. Like, the house is
Space.
finally somewhat organized. Like, yay.
It's really
Yeah.
neat. I can stretch my arms. It's great.
I know, it's pretty good. But yeah, look, we hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe. It has been a very rough start to the year around the world. There's been a lot of horrifying events, and we hope all of you are staying safe. Obviously,
I
you
hate
know,
interesting times.
yeah, like, may you live in interesting times. I wish I didn't. Like,
It's a curse.
It's a curse. But we hope that, all of you and the loved ones are safe, and we will hopefully get to share with you even more fantastic anime this year. We have some really interesting back catalogue picks to share with you this year. Like, we've got about 6 or 7 series we really want to touch on that have been sitting there for a while. We also want to talk about dubbing with Ghibli and how it's done very differently from other dubbing, to do with, like, the US English language version. There's a lot of interesting history there to share. So there's a lot we want to share with you, and
And some anniversaries for certain series
yes,
that
there
we
are.
will have to get guests in for.
Yes. Which series are we talking about? Oh, okay. My brain's not putting that together, but we'll discuss afterwards. Look, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate your time. These episodes do tend to be long ones. So with that, we'll wrap up. You've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And until next time, watch some anime! I've got tiger blood.
I have nothing further.
Calm down, Charlie Sheen.